I'm honored to introduce Dr. Candace Johnson as our keynote speaker. Dr. Johnson is the first female CEO of Roswell Park Cancer Institute. Under her guidance, Dr. Johnson has re-energized Roswell Park. She is a passionate, fearless leader who relentlessly pursues cancer cures and inspires her team to do the same. I'm also told she's an 11-day power plane fan, which I'm thrilled about because my son and my cousin both made it the 11 days during that event to raise money to help find a cure for cancer. As passionate as Candace is about Roswell, she is equally passionate about Western New York and its future. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr. Candace Johnson.
My story begins, I guess, when I was very young. I always had to be in charge. Asked my friends, my mother, everyone around me. And I was always never satisfied. I always wanted more, and I always wanted to make a difference. No matter what I did, I always wanted to sort of make a difference in people's lives, make a difference in everything that I did. But I didn't want to be in science originally. I wanted to be a ballerina. And I wanted to be, from when I was 6 years old, I wanted to be a ballerina. But my father, very practical man, had his own business, he wouldn't hear of it. And so I was very good at science and math, and so that's the direction I took. There were many moments that I thought to myself, this is what I want to do. Even in graduate school, I wanted to apply everything that I did to potentially help somebody. And so I've always been driven towards that. And I always knew that I wanted to be a part of something special in cancer and in cancer research. I lead an NCI-designated cancer center. It's a big job. I mean, I not only lead the research aspect of it, I have to be responsible to incentivize all of my incredibly brilliant faculty. I'm responsible for patients and patient care, the people that walk through the doors of Roswell Park. I have to make sure that the people that they interact with have their best interest at heart, and they put them at the center of everything that they do. I'm in charge of all of that. It's a big responsibility, and it's one that I love. I love doing what I do. If I predict the future in cancer and cancer research, I see right around the corner phenomenal changes, groundbreaking things that are going to happen that are going to really change our perceptions of how we deal with cancer and cancer treatments. To understand cancer and the magic of what happens here at Roswell Park, you need to understand what is cancer. And cancer is not one thing. Cancer is 100 different diseases, all different types. There's not one magic bullet that's going to cure it all. But today, we're on the cusp of very exciting, groundbreaking discoveries. Roswell Park is an incredible place because here we only do cancer. We don't do anything else. We don't treat anything else. We don't study anything else. Every scientist that we have here at Roswell Park, every physician, they only deal with cancer. They think about cancer 24/7. Think about that. It's a big advantage. It's what makes us special. It's what makes us stand out. So the magic here is not just science. The magic here is how we take care of patients. Our cancer patients are the focus of everything for us, and we focus on that. We try to make sure that we address the needs of our cancer patients. They're very special, and their needs are very special because it's all about the patient. My name's Candace Johnson, and I'm the President and CEO of Roswell Park.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. You know, those were my ballet shoes, I'm just saying. But thank you, Laurel DeBrogue. You know, we have such a creative team. We do all our stuff in-house, and you can see the quality of this. You guys, I know you're all in the room. Thank you so much. This is just a great, great effort. So, Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center. New name, new logo, new vision, new mission, new director, new vision on where we're going, new innovative approach. We're doing things that we've never done before. We not only think Western New York, but we think around the state. We think globally. We're in Cuba. I'm going to talk about a little bit, you guys, I've talked about the Cuban vaccine, before, I'll mention it again this evening. We're a different institution. And I hope that at least when you walk out of this lovely event that we have here tonight, that you can say to yourself, my God, I didn't know they did this sort of thing here in Western New York. We're very excited about the future in cancer treatment and cancer therapies. And the excitement is around an area called immunotherapy, or using your immune system. I mean, excitement like you wouldn't believe. When you go to meetings, cancer meetings, that's all people want to talk about. So the study of the immune system, why is this such a big deal? You know, we've treated cancer to date predominantly with drugs, sort of poisons, that can kill the tumor cell. It has side effects, we all know that's touched all of us in our families, or radiation where you try to kill the tumor cell. But your immune system is this surveillance system that you have within your body, all of us do, and it helps fight off all kinds of things. You get immunized against them. You respond, even though you may not even be immunized, your immune system is there to get rid of the bad stuff. The flu. They didn't do the flu vaccine very well this year because it only was effective 30% of the time. They're working on the one for next year, and they're trying to figure out what sort of little determinants to put together in the new vaccine to help protect us from flu next year. So the immune system has the power, it's a very powerful system in our body, to treat cancer, to get rid of cancer before it even starts, but it doesn't. It doesn't see cancer as anything foreign in your body. It's stealth. It's like under the radar in your body, and why is that? And the best example for that is when you're pregnant. A woman is pregnant, a fetus grows inside her, she carries that for 9 months, and in most instances, that fetus is not recognized as foreign, and it's not her, it's part her, genomically, but it's part someone else, her partner. And so she doesn't reject it, like an organ that's not hers. She allows it to grow, and the immune system is actively turned off to the tumor. It's a very active response, and for many years, we didn't really understand that. Science has come such a long way that we now understand the active mechanisms that actually turn your immune system off to this fetus. So what if we could understand then how to turn it on again to recognize your tumor and to be able to kill the tumor and rid it from your body? And that's exactly the promise of immunotherapy. Because for the first time, we're seeing cures in diseases where we never saw cures before. Immunotherapy inherently is not as toxic as chemotherapy or radiation therapy because it's you. It's your own immune system responding against a disease. And so that's the excitement about using the immune system. And I want to give you just 3 little examples of things that are happening at Roswell Park, because I want to tell you, we're on the cutting edge of this. This is the future for cancer research, and Roswell invested in this early on when it was somewhat risky, and the benefits have paid off. So I'll talk about 3 little things here this evening. One is the Cuban vaccine. I've talked about that before. I'm happy to answer any questions about it. We have an ongoing clinical trial where we're treating patients. This is the first time this vaccine has been given in the United States. It's the only place you can get it is Roswell Park. We have people calling from all over the United States for this vaccine. We have to test it according to the FDA, but the mechanism of this vaccine is genius. The Cubans, and that's a whole nother, I could talk hours about the Cuban health system, but the Cubans hypothesized that they were going to immunize people against a growth factor that tumor cells, lung cancer tumor cells, are addicted to. They have to have this growth factor. We produce it normally in our bodies. And what if you immunized against it? No growth factor, no tumor. And it works. And it's non-toxic. And it costs $1 an injection. It's such an amazing vaccine, and we're testing it because we want to bring it to this country. It's not without its problems, but the promise for this is great. Not only just to treat cancer when you have disseminated disease or you have full burden, a high burden of cancer, but the really utility of this vaccine could be in people to prevent recurrence. So you have lung cancer, but you only have one nodule. You take the nodule out, you're going to have at a high risk of recurrence, But maybe if you take Simivax, which has no side effects, you can keep the cancer away. Big promise around this vaccine, and so we're very excited about that. Another vaccine approach. That vaccine, the studies that were done that are done in Buffalo are Kelvin Lee, Dr. Grace D., and Dr. Igor Puzanov. All individuals that we recruited from major institutions around the country: Vanderbilt, University of Miami, University of Minnesota. So these are all really, it just goes to the notion of Roswell Park being a draw for all this incredible talent. The other vaccine, Dr. Robert Fenstermaker, has a brain tumor vaccine. He's a neurosurgeon, but he has a lab with Dr. Shishilsky, and they've developed a vaccine where you develop an immune response against a protein that sits on the tumor cells itself in the brain. And so you vaccinate people against this, they build up an immune response. And in the phase 1 studies that were done at Roswell Park, funded by philanthropic dollars from you all in the community, showed 2 individuals that are alive 4 and 5 years out. And we all know in brain tumors, many times you don't live that long. So it's such an exciting promise for this vaccine. It's in phase 2 studies, which is the next step. And to enhance accrual and get more patients, it's open in the Dana-Farber and also at the Cleveland Clinic. Very exciting promise. And lastly, are cells, adoptive T cells. You may have heard about these CAR T cells. I'm sorry they're not Audis or Jaguars, but these are little missile T cells that invade and go into the body and target exactly the tumor. And they're your T cells because they take cells from you, they grow them up in all this magic stuff, and then they give them back to you. And they're activated to kill your tumor. There's great promise for CAR T cells. We're on the process of getting approved to be able to administer these. It'll be the only place CAR T will be available outside of Manhattan or at the Cleveland Clinic or the University of Pittsburgh. And this is, besides these CAR T cells, we have our own T cell projects where we grow these T cells, Dr. Kunle Adunsi, for treatment of ovarian cancer and many other solid tumors like prostate and breast. These cells are grown in a facility. Those of you, if you want to come and have a tour, we'd love to host you. They're grown in a facility where you grow these cells up sterilely so that you can give them back to patients. And it's a very expensive facility to grow these cells, to be able to give them to patients in the proper conditions. And it's the only CGMP facility in Western New York. These are things that, maybe people don't know about Roswell, is the uniqueness that we have because we're this research institution. We not only take care of patients, but we take care, we're there to find these innovative therapies. So the future, in my mind, for cancer is very bright. The future is bright. I think that we're going to see in the next 5, hopefully not 10 years, but it takes so long to get things to the end, sometimes in science and medicine. But we're going to see some really exciting discoveries. And I think you can all be proud because Roswell Park's going to be a part of that future. So, I hope you never have to come to us. But if you do, at Roswell Park, we'll treat you with compassion. We'll treat you with our expertise. We'll give you the best innovative therapies. And most of all, I think we try to give people hope because I really believe, the hope is for the cure. And the hope is that you walk out of that hospital cured of your disease. So thank you so much for giving me your attention. I'm happy to answer any questions about anything that I've talked about or anything else that you might, want to ask about Roswell Park. And thank you. Oh, nice. I like you. Isn't that nice? Thank you.
This is truly a very, very special person here, and we're so happy that she's here with us tonight. Really, the things that are happening, who would have thought going to Cuba? And when Candace and I have met, we need to figure out how to spread the word about what's going on at Roswell right now.
We do.
It's really, that's what the challenge is as I see it, because there's some amazing stuff going on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks.